Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Engineer Wars, the weekly Space Engineers show where two teams come together to pit their wits against our dastardly challenges and build vehicles capable of taking home the Engineer Wars crown. On tonight's show, our two teams enter into a battle of ingenuity as they attempt to build and race rapid vehicles with no wheels allowed. But before we go into the details of tonight's challenge, let's go and meet this week's teams. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a little bit of Engineer Wars, in for episode 7 no less. And before we get into what tonight's dastardly challenge will be, let's meet our teams, who feature a number of past returners. Starting off with the blue team, the Awkward Silent Soldiers.
Yes.
We see what you did there.
Consisting of, what do we got? Cake Man, who we know by this point, I think. Alice, who is a newcomer to a bit of Engineer Wars, I believe. First time?
Yes.
Cool. And finally, Alpha 9. Newcomer again?
Yeah.
Yep. Double newcomer. But just essentially a team from Discord thrown together before we kick this off tonight. And they are going to be up against, once again, the Subsector Alliance. They've been here quite a bit.
An actual Subsector Alliance team this time.
Oh, an actual one this time. What's so special? What's so different about Karadeth, Fulcrum, and Private Wandering? Private Wandering, aka the Wandering Madman, that's going to mean that this time it's just all so much better.
Because the last time that I had the Omicron Sector Alliance, which this one is actually a group of people from my Discord.
Right, teams, you're in for a good one this evening. You're in for a real good, because your challenge with 30 minutes is to build rapid rampaging racers, but they cannot have any wheels or any thrusters.
What?
And they have to complete 3 courses, including the obstacle course, the drag race, and a new course for this week, the off-road course.
We'll call it the off-road section, shall we?
So this week you're going to have to think really outside the box as to how to produce locomotion to get you from A to B, and hope that the team don't come up with something much faster.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck with whatever you do to create your locomotion. We will move you guys back to the channels now, and then as soon as we are, I'll do a countdown in chat so that you guys can get started. You might want to switch sites because... Oh, no, you don't. What?
Wasted, we got it right.
Do you know how many people raged at me in the chat for the last episode as well, for how badly I messed up which colour was which? And now I'm literally doing it to myself with the very map.
Yep.
Well, they're certainly a spirited bunch of contestants.
Yeah, everyone's well up for it today, isn't that wonderful?
Absolutely. They're very keen.
Well,
That's
then,
what we want to see.
best of luck to them. This is going to be fun. In 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, a 1 when it fight. Go! God damn it, go! Cool, so we got Tex on red, Wedgie on blue, blue being our Awkward Silent Soldiers, I think they're called, or something like that, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Ass? No, it's not that. It is Awkward Silent Soldiers, so it's ass.
It is
Cheers.
awkward, yeah.
Okay, fine. I see how it is. And then Subsector Alliance for... So we've got ASS and SSA. Really? Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Demonetized. I'd like to announce the first rotor of the contest has already been laid down.
Oh, there's a pair on red team side, yeah.
Oh yeah, already. We're in for an interesting evening.
I think the intriguing one's going to be who tries to do something that isn't just a rotor. But we'll see. These guys look like they're building some sort of... This thing should be like running in the 40s, except it's got rotors for wheels. What is that one in there all about as well? What's this? Oh, that's their steering. Clever, I like it.
You guys just
Well, I guess we're making the hillbilly car from Beverly Hillbillies.
sounds perfect.
This is too narrow. We need at least three large blocks wide in order to get through that or over that ramp on the last challenge.
Dude, there's 3 ramps.
There's 2 ramps. However, one of them will require us to go even steeper. Which, yeah.
Are these round square wheels gonna work?
I have no idea.
Let's hope they do.
Well, that's Red Team. They've certainly got a pretty confident early plan, if nothing else. What are the Blue Team up to? Fucking hell, there's pistons, there's space balls on rotors, oh my word. Yes, okay, we're going to watch Blue Side for a bit, because Blue Side seems to contain the lunatics. The awkward silent soldiers, aka ass, are clearly where the nutcases are at. Really, guys? One of your landing gears facing the wrong way as well, by the way. Okay, so there are a bit of comments on the builds. This landing gear rubbish here. While it looks fine, there's no way of locking and unlocking them sensibly. And so you're not really using the functionality of landing gear. As soon as they auto-lock, it freezes the whole vehicle in place. So you can't really use them as wheels. It doesn't work, as far as I'm concerned at least. So that can only be from a sort of grip perspective, maybe? But it's a bit of a nightmare. Someone seems to want to go for... This is clang drive and skids, isn't it? What is wrong with these people? Every bloody time. What is this supposed to be as well? I mean, I suppose there is an argument here for off-road handling ability, but you know what I would have done really, really early on is do a grip test. Build yourself something in here that was on an angle, an incline, and try and drive up the thing. Oh, they're trying to... They don't work like that. They don't work like that. Are they only artificial gravity affect Spaceballs? And there is no artificial gravity here. Artificial gravity doesn't work in planetary gravity. Oh well. I mean, I like the thinking, but they don't work like that, I'm afraid. What's happening on the other side? We're only doing a single design. They've decided to sort of keep it really straightforward. Already onto field testing. Okay, so it's slow and steady, but it does seem to work so far. The grip was a problem. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier on about. But you want to check how much grip it's got. The grip is what seems to be holding them back here. It's interesting how you can see that some wheels are dragging more than others. Is the hull not central? Have they got it, are they trying to test the turning with it, or what's going on?
Wait a minute.
Maybe get it turned somewhere other than at a wall?
It's, by the way, could somebody toss a gyro on this?
Yeah.
By the way, it's actually turning.
Maybe I should have banned gyros. Gyros are too easy for turning. They've only just slapped some on. What's going on the other side? I might ban gyros now. Is there anyone over here that's massively relying on them? No. No. Yeah. Two of these guys are kind of relying on gyros for turning, even though how much time has passed? 11 minutes. This might be a bit harsh, but I mean, it simplifies part of it too hard. Disappointed. Disappointed. I should have thought about this. It's like a general B wheel layout. Did you learn nothing?
What?
Did you not see how the general B performed?
The vehicle with the space balls has got a general B style wheel layout with the inner wheel slightly indented.
It seemed, well, I have, to be fair, that was with wheels rather than
whatever
these.
that is.
Ooh,
I think we just had a clang.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second. I need to go and have a look at something.
Experienced a little bit of a setback there.
Hey guys.
Unless it's actually intended to disassemble
No, it's not meant to do that.
Okay.
Newer copy.
So what exactly happened there?
He was trying to set the rotor power, or the rotor max direction for the center rotor that allows us to turn. And I think he very, very quickly spun it into the rest of the ship, causing rather catastrophic results.
Wasn't actually what happened. I didn't even give it any power.
did.
All blue
I
team got
believe
to
I
see
got it.
was
Put it on!
just some sparks and explosion above the. See, that's why the wall's good like that. Blue team knows something exploded over here. They just have no idea what happened or what it looks like. All they saw was just an explosion above that little gap.
It totally wasn't our entire vehicle.
They have no idea. I could go back there. And, with sufficient bribe, maybe I'll tell them that actually it's a weapon you've developed. Not
wait,
weapons are
you
allowed. No.
Aww.
This is the one I'm most intrigued by. This is stupid. It's just going to break itself. These things will not stand up. This is relatively conventional, other than the wheels have been built in a very odd fashion. This, if tweaked properly, could be cool. And then on the other side, we have a team that's clearly very focused on one specific design, but are having some... and that I like. Just one more piston. Just one more. I think what they could have done, what they could still do with reasonable... someone doesn't have a turning mechanism. They're going for tank steer. Tank steer would be fucking boring. They're going for tank steer. Oh, that's boring, guys. That is boring. Your rotor design was good. This is good. All you fucked up... This... I mean, damn you. All you fucked up is the link in the center. The bit that connects to the truck isn't long enough. It's too close to the truck. Oh, stop doing that. The Clang Drive's first time alive. Oh, he's taking it easy for the time being. He's only got the top merge block turned on. But he is using a gyro, aren't you? Aren't you, you cheaty git? Where is it? Don't try and hide it from me. I see your gyros, mate. And these guys have got a pair set up. They're confident on top of things. And then on arse, we have Clang Drive design. Haven't seen it move yet. Have not seen it properly tested. We have the feet design. Haven't seen it move yet, but one would assume that it did manage to at least move over here. I have no idea why it's upside down in mine. That's probably a bad sign. I'll be interested to find out what happened to that one. This one we have seen move, but we've never seen it turn. So, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop your building! Righty then, guys. Mr. Wedgehog should be armed and ready to remove our wall. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Nah.
What? I was telling you, aren't landing gear more durable?
Needs
Also,
the assassinator.
That's gonna be a hell of a braking system.
So both teams have been testing them, which is
honestly kind of a first for the show. I think I don't know that we've ever had two teams that have
Hey, now.
successfully
Oh
finished
yeah,
their
both
designs
teams.
before the time was up and actually tested them. I didn't make the connection there, but John spilling his beer right as he mentioned Newton's third law. There is indeed an opposite and equal reaction.
oh dear.
Look, aren't you aware that Newton's third law does indicate that every action shouldn't have an equal opposite reaction? I mean, admittedly, I'm not aware of it normally applying when you're pushing a piston out against thin air, but anyway.
I've got a screenshot of us giving a thumbs up in front of our vehicle.
Cool. Well, oh, that's beer in my lap.
It's on the keyboard.
Somehow I managed to literally need to change every piece of clothing I was wearing, but get nothing else. Not the chair, not the desk, not anything I was holding. Literally just only the things I was wearing, but all of that.
That's a bloody miracle right there.
That's an experienced drinker right there. So, Wedge, you were watching the, and I'm already forgetting their name, the Awkward Silent Soldiers. How'd you feel their build went?
Well, they managed to summon Clang about 2 or 3 times during the build process.
Well, so did System Alliance, for that matter.
Well,
They managed to spectacularly summon Clang once.
We noticed from the sparks that were flying over the wall onto our side from whatever happened over there. But, they seem to have something that can, hobble along. Granted, it isn't the fastest thing, but you're not expecting it. And it is actually going up a ramp right now, sort of.
And I told the System Alliance that, remember, the first goal is actually completing the 3 challenges. Completing it first is a secondary goal. But it's 2 very different teams as far as I can tell. The one team went for multiple designs and was basically throwing stuff against the wall to see what would stick. And the other team was going with a single design and making small changes with the entire team taking part. So... I guess it depends on whether that design is a good one or not.
Yeah.
They hedged their bets, definitely. Is that our 3 minutes up already?
That is indeed 3 minutes up.
Yeah, wait for a quick moment. Stop.
Bird.
Ow.
Okay, wondering.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be away for a quick moment. I have to...
Yes, deal with Cockatiel?
No, it is a conure.
Okay. Good job, guys. Good job.
Oh, what happened?
That wasn't me.
At this rate, I'm going to have to remove copy and paste rights from fucking everybody in future, because nobody seems to be able to go through an episode without deleting the damn base.
Well, it's just right there to be deleted.
Well, at least both of your vehicles survived the fall. There's something. In which case, ass ready. SSA ready. SSA is ready. It's time for race on. Here we go. Staging. Next set of lights are going to turn on really buggy and weird. And then red. An argument maybe the red team started a bit early. The other team is struggling to get off the mark. SSA now off the mark, their speed increasing, actually catching up a fair bit, whereas it looks like the red team have actually turned their overall speed down. So a completely opposite method, the piston technique not working in the slightest, but maybe driving towards the internal wall is an idea. They are braking their piston slowly, colliding with the wall, doing damage to the map. At the moment, it is completely neck and neck. Looks like red team might actually be pulling a slight lead. The awkward silent soldiers proving they've got something about it, but they're going to need to correct their direction at the moment. They're twisting away from the center of the track, and in doing so, twisting towards the edge. Can they... Oh, and there's the correction. Whereas the SSA team actually seem to have the corrections pretty well under control. I'm not entirely sure how they're doing it, but they definitely seem to have those corrections much more down than the Arse team. But Arse team are now speeding up. It's so close all of a sudden. On the run, similar designs, but actually quite different when you think about how they're approaching it. And, oh, the red team may have just made a massive mistake. Again, I'm interested to hear the audio because it looks like things are all kind of getting reversed in the wrong directions. SSA team maybe colliding with the middle, and colliding with the middle hard. They flip themselves around completely. Red team operating with one of their landing gear missing, but at least heading in the right direction. This is so much closer, so much tighter.
No. What's happening?
I don't know!
What's happening for you? Because it's perfectly fine on my end.
He's got the various gyros going in different directions.
No!
We're just like spinning in circles now.
You mean rotors?
Rotors, yeah.
Shh. We don't have any more. We don't have any more.
Yeah.
Rotors. I mean gyros.
What is going on? Okay, I have completely... One second. There we go.
This is the wrong direction. Just saying.
And on this side, we are looking at the awkward silent soldiers. On the other side, SSA team just completely stuck back there. I don't know what's happened, really. Maybe we need to go back and check, because it's evident that these guys are going to cross the line without any problem. What has happened to the SSA team? Are they missing parts? Have they damaged wheels? Is it just a communications breakdown because the pistons are gone? Wheels all seem to be functional. They've eventually turned themselves back around, trying to run up the side, but whoever's operating the pistons...
That worked?
Was that... Oh, maybe that was an executed spin, or is
Worked
this
a little
just
bit too
lost
well,
the
I think?
control
Or
of
not?
the man
No,
on the
there we go.
Pistons? It's very hard to say, but it does look like, despite a very close race to begin with, and both teams having a collision that really spun them up hard, it is the SSA team that's come out worse on this particular occasion. They're not round wheels, kind of somehow generating a lot more weirdness with how they're moving around. Somehow they're constantly pulling to that left-hand side. Will follow them into the end. Honourable attempt, but it is all over. I think Skyblade might be right. They could have just gone straight through the entire race, scraping on the side, and come through the victors, but as the correct red team, the real red team finish. Subsector Alliance. Round 1 ends with a pretty undoubted victory. To Ass, as always.
So one thing that we did learn from that is we can probably go up those ramps just fine by just turning around, going backwards.
Yeah, I think backwards might be our preferred direction, actually.
That was an incredibly cool race, actually. If nothing else, you guys were so close for the entire first half. And then both people had like one massive collision derp moment. And unfortunately, SSA got ruined by it in a way that Ass recovered quite well, and SSA just kind of ended up spinning halfway down the track for about half a minute. It's like, around we go. Whoever was on the Pistons was very, very keen. Congratulations.
Actually, surprisingly, I'm the one controlling both the rotors and the pistons.
Okay, one man on it all. Whereas our team, I mean, did you charge off the end at the end, or did you just delete it?
We just charged up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good people. I was impressed, if nothing else, by the speed with which you reacted to when everything went to hell, because it was spinning around like an absolute lunatic at one point, like going all over the place. I was like, they are not staying on this runway. There's no way they're staying on this runway. This is just a
To be
clap.
fair, it was team effort. Cake did his job, A9 did his job, and I did my job. It was a team effort. It was a team win.
Anyway, so just
Hey.
if I make one suggestion here so that the audience and the chat, which apparently have trouble following as well as the host, blue team, your car will be blue. Red team, your car will be red.
All right, I
But we
paid.
like confusing everyone.
Ass ready. Yep, Ass is ready. SSA ready. SSA is ready. In which case, it is time for the countdown. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And they're off. Red team, as I suspected, with like quite an early, fast start. They seem to have their steering a bit more under control as well. Or is that just random bouncing around on the ground? Blue team catching up now as they gain momentum. Seem again to... Oh, and there's a bit of interference going. I did not explicitly ban interference. It does seem to have put blue team into an interesting position. They're going to be pretty much demanding at this point, I think, that the seat gets removed from the top of the vehicle. Yep, there we go. That is only fair. Spectators shouldn't really be influencing the route of the battle. However, what red team seem to have done is basically skid blue team down further forward along the course. Red team now going into a reverse move, possibly a poor plan. However, they continue to trail. Blue team is now thinking further. I suspect maybe they were even asked to wait for a seat to be placed on, given that they're in the lead. Yep, there's a seat now on the back of the vehicle. Red team are gaining. They are also both spearing off in a slightly unusual direction. Is this a lack of control? Are both teams just ending up heading downhill? I think that might be what be happening to blue here. They have no control over exactly where it is they're going. They're just going down. Too much bouncing off of the cockpit when they're this way up. Potentially could use the landing gear to flip themselves back over, but that's a pretty risky maneuver. Whereas red team are now actually making far better progress, heading along in the correct lines towards the end hill. Looks like they've got their steering down, whereas Blue team are just kind of struggling back there, lacking the grip they need to stay stable on this ground. Yep, blue team are pretty much stranded. Red team now heading the wrong direction, but stopping. Oh, interesting. They're stopping and actually actively using like a very tank steering setup where they're pausing the entire vehicle to turn every time, kind of recorrect themselves. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. Could that be the case for red team? SSA perhaps pulling it back for the second one so that they actually don't forfeit the entire game, and it all comes down to that last race. All comes down to the challenge map. Dodging the tree. Wasted keeping the camera work, mostly on form. Could do with going up here, which is on the keyboard. So and I missed blue actually doing, you can just see them in the background there, they've just done the landing gear flip I talked about. They went for that maneuver and actually flipped themselves over on the landing gear, so they're now the correct way up, I believe. Pointing the wrong direction, but the correct way up. Red team, however, kind of dominating here as they head towards the end, but blue team have flipped themselves immediately back over again, and again, did they forget to turn that landing gear? I think that landing gear is still on somehow, yeah. Some mistakes are being made on the blue team side, perhaps a little panic setting in as they start to see the red team actually disappear from view.
Yeah, well, hey, at least the tank controls are actually working.
I'm still amazed the wheels are holding up this well.
Red team continuing to kind of dominate proceedings here. Blue team now, I mean, there is an opportunity for them to take what you could call the tricky pass. We do have a left-hand side pass here where you could go up that, but it's a lot tighter, it's a lot more difficult terrain, but maybe it's what they need to do now. It's really the only option. Last time we saw them, they were heading completely the wrong direction. Red team now coming up to the climb that's going to end the event. Actually heading somewhat the wrong direction at the moment. Where is blue team lying? Blue team really not making any progress at the moment. Red team looking confident to the end.
Okay, well,
now all we have to do is finish. No. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go backwards first.
Oh no, red team maybe having some grip problems all of a sudden. Is the final hill being the end deciding factor? It's not a particularly steep slope, and they're on one of the gentlest parts of it. Maybe if they tried to aim more laterally, maybe if they got up more speed, actually took it up straight. A lot of bouncing in their design. Blue team at the moment, really nowhere to be seen. Although, hang on, no, I take it back. Blue team has seemed to have regained some control and are heading up the more difficult slope. If they can make it up this, then you would imagine that they can make it up the end slope, unlike the red team, but a huge number of the landing gear are missing. Look at the coordination they've got going, though. It was evident that they caught that entire lot as it was going up. I mean, if someone manually triggering the locks on the landing gears, it's a brave approach, but one that may not necessarily pay off. Blue team's vessel certainly looking pretty worse for wear. Number of landing gear missing on the left-hand side and some on the right-hand side as well. I can only imagine that happened when they flipped themselves over. Heavy impact. We only saw it from long range, but it's got to have been a big one, and in reality, the landing gear can't take that much impact. Red team, however, look essentially stuck. I'm going to give them a further 5 minutes. Oh, red team going for another run. Blue team have just disappeared. They don't seem to be in that alleyway at all anymore. Where have they gone? We must locate the blue team. Are they trying to go around the longer route all of a sudden? Yeah, they have completely given up on that route, and they're actually trying to go around the long way and making reasonable progress. Oh, this could be, with 2 minutes and 27 seconds, a pretty clincher moment. They've clearly made the decision to give up on that route completely and try and get as close as they can to the top. But the missing landing gear hurting them hard with the control. Bouncing around a bit like a lunatic. At the moment, however, red team still currently sitting with the highest watermark. Have red team got a technique here? Seems like they have. The braking system on the rear wheel seems to actually do a very good job of holding them in place while they try and pull themselves up on the front. Like they use all four-wheel drive and then they lock the back wheels to push further. Blue team still getting stuck. 30 seconds remain. Coming down to red team, it looks like the watermark's not really going to be needed. Blue team just stuck too far back. Red team trying again. Looks like they're making, this might be a good angle here if they can get themselves, no, they didn't quite get themselves, there's a sort of gully there they could almost get caught into. Red team trying one more time, but I think it might all be over. The time is up. Race is over.
Oh my god.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it phased through it.
No, it's still there.
Oh, on my screen it phased through.
Oh no, I was inside the wrong place.
Ah.
I got it.
there it
Very
goes.
wasted.
Well, what does the dice say?
The dice go so much further than the engineers, it's brilliant.
Okay, what is it saying?
And that is how you roll a dice.
Rolling.
No messing with the dice. Stay clear, guys.
We have, oh fuck off.
Nothing. Nothing. We have nothing.
No, in these circumstances, you look top down and you'll see it's predominantly red.
All right,
yet.
red team. This is the final event. Winner takes all. This is a function of whoever gets furthest, whoever finishes first, or if you guys go the same distance, whoever goes that in the shortest amount of time.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, missing 2, 1. Oh, God's sake. Go! And then started backwards. How many teams will start backwards with rotor designs? Oh, that's amazing. And they're frozen. It's even better. It started great. They haven't actually passed the start line yet. Stuck on the start line. And off they go. They are actually moving forwards now. I might have a reason to move the camera. Let's go. Move the camera in a direction that's actually forwards. Now, with this design, I'm worried about what happens when they come up to these Mokel pits. These Mokel pits are about as big as they are. Like, these things are big. Can they navigate first section without any problems? Because I don't think this section will pose any problems to the other team unless they get locked up landing gear-wise, I suppose. These pits are quite squared. Oh, no, I take it back. With enough speed, they do kind of go through it, although it throws their steering off quite dramatically. Even the little pools are starting to actually give them quite a lot of trouble.
Little tiny bump. Why, hello.
Can we use the pistons for anything? They seem to be working last time.
We don't have anything to properly push against.
Well, what can I say here?
Although,
They're just bouncing around. They've gone out wide, where there are a lot fewer. They've turned the speed up
Yeah, that
dramatically as well. They just want to get out of this at this point. They've got to be fuming, using the pistons to try and turn around. What is that supposed to be? A piston air brake? That's not how it works, lads. That is not how it works.
oh god. Put the pistons back in.
Now, maybe actually making some forward progress. You don't want to be going left. How are these pistons actually working to have some effect on turning them? I don't understand. It does occasionally look like they actually do something. Blue team acting as casual observers. I quite like this. Coming up to what is actually the first ramp, but clearing that without any real problems. Braking front left, bringing it around for the teeter-totter. The first of the real challenges. Pulling it up, they've got the momentum. Are they going to be able to use it to tip the teeter-totter? They do not want to crash off the end. Are they going to sit there and rely on it tipping? They're not. Crash off the end was the route, but it seems to have worked out for them. They managed to keep those front wheels spinning, pull it out of that impact. Is there any damage taken? It looks like, actually, yes. Some of the blocks may have deformed a little on that impact. Is that going to have any effect on how they handle? Don't know yet. Coming around to the turn. Now, the size they've built themselves doesn't fit this at all. They clearly didn't measure themselves during the design process, so how on earth are they going to make this? Are they just going to run up real hard for the difficult one? It looks like they are, but guys, getting down off the far side of this is a nightmare. You might actually have been thin enough to try and go for the other one up a single track, but they're going for the difficult one, and they have reached a point halfway up the third block, is all we can say. So they've got up to this location thus far, which is not impressive. Not impressive. Pulling back, they have decided to maybe think about... No, they haven't decided to go for the other one. They seem to be resetting, trying to reverse and line back up again.
I think so, because it's like a little ramp with a drop, which is basically the same drop that we took earlier, and then a small ramp again. So as long as we can get up this one, then we can get up those ones. Oh, and an ice field. That could screw us.
Wait, are we thin enough to go on it like this? All the back wheels are.
They are now going to attempt one of the narrow ones on the basis that it's a tighter angle, but have they damaged one of their wheels further? Is that just a byproduct of me being further away? No. The width is going to really be a challenge here for them. They are narrow enough, but only if they can keep it straight, which is an intrinsic problem when you've built your wheels essentially square, which is kind of what they've done. Whoa, can they? There is some progress there. It's frustrating progress, but there is progress. I don't think they can get up it on just a few wheels. They need all 4 on there, or they collide with the ground too hard. Design errors coming through. But I'm not 100% certain the other team hasn't made exactly the same mistake. Surely they've made exactly the same mistake. What's happening on their team? I'm wondering now. Let's dive on in.
Everything's fine.
Okay, let me just hit back wheels.
We need the front wheels turning too.
No, we can't control ourselves on that small of a surface.
Although, we could use the pistons as, like, you know, like bouncing arms. Like how you stick your arms out when you're trying to bounce.
What's going on?
Nope. I think we're done.
Are we upside down?
No, we're on the back.
No, we're on the side. Okay, put out the right pistons. That should... Okay, now, keep the left wheels turning.
Okay, 1 second.
Turn off the right. Okay. Keep switching between the pistons. Shake us. Do a shake. Do a shake. Yes. Yes. Come on. We're doing it.
Now just reverse.
Reverse your wheels. Come on. Fucking well played.
It's not over for us yet.
I can't see her much. This is too frustrating. Reverse your fucking wheels.
You're still tank steering, not using the rear steering. Or rear wheels.
Yeah, we need the rear wheels. Need to speak English.
Okay, come on.
This is probably about as far as we're going to get. Yeah.
Let's not go up yet. We can do this.
You are 7 minutes 40 seconds in, guys.
I have no idea where we are because I can't do third person.
We're in between the ramps.
We are?
Yeah.
We are. Try turning the wheels the other way, because driving at it is not helping.
Yeah, it's just very nearly tipping us over.
Wait.
Okay,
I think, now, not just pistons. Just pistons. Turn all the wheels off. Yes! We've done it! We are sitting flat.
What?
I can't.
What? Wait. Say what?
Okay, okay, now I can see. Pull the left pistons in.
Oh.
And that's fine. I can't believe we just pulled out of that. Okay, so those thin ramps, not our forte. We
no, so our best bet is the larger one, but the upper section I don't think we'll be able to get up.
Well, if we build up enough speed for that, we might.
True, we've got a fair amount of run up.
Okay.
Let's just keep you on line.
And we will have to go backward.
Somehow they managed to pull out of it. I don't really understand how they managed to pull that back together, but pull it back together they did. think they have about... Well, they're on about 9 minutes and 15 seconds at the moment. I know our timer says 8:34, but it's a bit incorrect. I started a bit late. Tex is running a real timer, so we'll hear that when it comes up. I mean, it really comes down to whether the other team's got any more tricks in the book to how to deal with this. Are they going to try it backwards? I mean, technically there's no reason not to. It looks like slippage happens real quick for them. There's a bit of grip and then it just slips. They've forgotten everything they've learnt in the last event as well. Everything about breaking those rear wheels is a non-thing. They've broken pistons on one side now, flipped themselves around, but completely lost any functionality on one of the two sides. Now it's just down to a single side of pistons, trying to set back up again, but it's an ungainly beast. This is not the prettiest dance. Coming up on 11 minutes. It might be time for Red Team to give up, but a competitor does not give up. And a wasted sets time limits that are about 5 minutes longer than they should be. But hey, it's done now. What can we do? We'll give them this one last chance to show some modicum of progress, and then I will say, folks, you have reached your limit. Psst. Off they go. Drifting round. It actually looks good. Are they going to suddenly prove me wrong and get it to the top? Oh. Not fallen off yet. That's right, piston it. Shake it, baby. Shake it. And...
Stop.
That's it, guys. That's it.
Valiant try, but yeah.
And that was perfect. Well, nicely tried. I will leave you to viciously comment on the other team for all you're worth. Hey guys.
Hey, Wasted.
You lined up, you're ready. You've seen what the enemy team has to offer, the advantage of going second. Are you feeling confident?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. You've got this.
We spent most of the time planning.
This is a victory for ass. SSA are going to get knocked down. Cool. I'm going to jump off, but watch for the ready, shake, and chat. You guys prepared?
Yeah.
Who's driving for this one?
Me, Alice, someone who built this thing.
Good luck, Alice. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well then, Alice, confidence as ever. Let's see how this goes. I said in, and then nothing else. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know why 1 is always so difficult. And go! So this part should be easier for them. They're starting off super slow. Super slow. Taking it chill. Notice the landing gear are on still for them. They're still feeling confident even though they've consistently lost the landing gear. In every previous attempt to do anything with the ship, they've consistently lost it. Okay, Alice seems to have temporarily lost control here. They're now going all of the directions at once. Pulling it back. A lot on the line for the last round. Coming out to the tight corner, the red team not performing the moguls better perhaps, but definitely performing the straight sections better than these guys for the time being. See how they approach the teeter-totter. Obviously got their first climb coming up. It's albeit a small one, but these guys don't have the momentum the other team had. Might come into play. Considerably less dramatic approach so far. Slow and steady does win the race, they say, although the rotor's on now, speeding up it seems, going for a little bit of an extra boost for that. Up that nice and clean. Now for the turn to bring round to the teeter-totter. Relatively clean so far. Halfway round, perhaps, maybe a bit further. Oh, team now coming up onto the first proper climb. So this is where we get to see whether or not this vehicle does actually have the grip to climb this like we want. I think this is an attempt to get a little bit of momentum before we approach it. Make sure we're straight. Yeah, I think so. Or is this the point where we go to a landing gear approach? It's hard to say. One of the issues with this craft, I think, is definitely that the wheels are slightly offset. So you've got sort of a side-to-side jiggle on top of the natural one. Are they going to wait for the teeter-totter? Are they going to wait for the teeter-totter to actually tip? They are. Teeter-totter coming over. The first team ever to go on this track and actually see that I'm really pleased with the fucking teeter-totter. Doesn't it tip really well like you want a teeter-totter to? Bastards, why didn't you wait for it? And look, it even tips back up again immediately. Look, I did it really right and everyone didn't use it. Anyway, blue team continuing on. Heading down the straight, relatively slow, but now coming up to the main challenge that red faced. And are they the width required to actually make use of that right-hand side, or are they going to have to go again for the steeper challenge? I can't quite say for looking. I think they're too narrow to go through the middle and too wide to go over an individual, so they have no options but the taller one. Speed is clearly ramped up. Jiggling around a bit, both craft having a bit of a problem with steering the whole night, as you kind of expect when your wheels aren't round. It doesn't really perform like the cars you expect at home, but then no one did really try anything other than tank steering, and maybe that would have been something helpful for this. Coming at it real slow, are we going to see the first attempt of a landing gear climb? Or are we just going gentle? Looking good so far. On the course, there's a bit of locking going on, and it doesn't seem at the moment to be working. You need to remember here that the high water mark recorded by the red team was still not that much further forward than blue, but at the moment feels really quite unachievable. I don't think red ever re-achieved it. Thank you, Leaping Necromancer. Anybody who uses this track should use my teeter-totter like it should be. It's a nice teeter-totter. It took ages just to grind it all down, for fuck's sake. Oh, they're pushing the speed, oh, here is the point that matters. I think blue team just officially got a little bit further, but in doing so have flipped themselves upside down again. We will have to see. Maybe being upside down helps here, who knows? Maybe it's worth trying. But I think blue team just topped red. I will probably need, in the edit, to be really damn sure and overlay some sort of comparison footage here, but I think that was it. We have to see if they manage to go further. They have plenty of time remaining at the moment. Only used about half. Getting fairly talented as that flip technique as well. Chilling out the rotor speed for when the flip comes. Oh, hang on. Are we about to see a climber? There is a possibility here, color-based. I'm saying this primarily because I'm absolutely positive that they're listening into the stream. So guys, set your rear wheels and your front wheels independently so you can use the colors to identify which set is which. Set your rear wheels on one lock button, your front wheels on the other lock button, and fucking crab walk your way up. Lock the front, flip over. Lock the front, flip over. Lock the front, flip over. Indeed. Do it.
No, it's clever. They're just trying to. I mean, it's the same thing as what was happening to Fulcrum, where he was accidentally hitting the wrong buttons as he was trying to time things. It happens. They're clever. They've worked this out, and they can step their way up. They might actually be able to get past the ramps.
Oh, hang on. It looks like we've actually got a front lock here. Yeah, there we go. Got to be careful, of course. Yep, indeed. But
oh, what just happened?
Rip.
Okay, everyone just saw that their back wheel flew away.
Yes, it just went away.
Oh, I'm counting the...
Guys.
Oh, hey, Waste.
We're going to call it there. As far as I'm concerned, you already won anyway, before I started saying things about flipping over and so on. because you did creep slightly higher than what I'd recorded as their line. So essentially,
I recorded their line as ramp 2.
Essentially, they were halfway through ramp 3, the halfway join mark, which even now, one of your feet is slightly beyond. So, fair play, it was a good game. You guys won by a whisker. I would have loved to have seen the rotors lined up properly and it doing the flip over thing to get up.
Yeah, we had planned that.
But
it was my fault.
Just out of curiosity, on your screen, do they still have all their feet, or have they all flown off in an acclaimed?
No, on my
fire
screen it looks
explosion?
fine.
Okay, just curious.
We have
No.
screenshots.
That's what they've said as well. Is that the reason they haven't been moving for a while is because, as far as they're concerned, their vehicle is in pieces all over the place. Well played. That was, as I said, an incredibly close one. And I think again I think each time these are ending up being the best engineer wars we've done. So that can't be a bad thing. That cannot be a bad thing. If you want to paste your design in as well, so it's in there.
Blue team.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're doing it. And if you guys want to paste your design in as well, so they're in the background, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, well played on both sides.
Guys, you're actually like in a really good place. You've done the screenshot for me. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what
Except
we're
I need
doing.
to turn around. That's all that needs to happen. Is I need to turn
Yeah,
around and
the one that
actually
ruined
face
the
the camera. There we go. That's actually pretty cool as a random happening. Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure. You're as I've mentioned before, but I will mention time and time again. It's really fun getting to work with this community and being able to, have guys randomly join from the chat that don't fuck around too much and just have fun and get involved with it. And it is a pleasure. If anyone does want to get involved, remember Discord's the place to be. If you've enjoyed it, then subscribe or do whatever it is that you fancy doing. Like, dislike, send Farrell some love for his random segments, send any of these guys some love, like Wedge.
Wait, you were at break, so I don't think the stream heard this, but while one of the team may have actually won the bragging rights for today, the fact is that we managed to do about 2 hours of recording with hardcore Klingmobiles,
Yeah.
and nobody dropped and nobody crashed. So we all kind of won.
I expected it to be me.
Fair point.
Yeah, I was going to just
There was one casualty, as I mentioned in the break.
Poor Wedge.
My recording failed.
We're redoing it.
Hang on, Wedgie. What for? Are you using OBS or Shadowplay?
I was using OBS.
You recording is it MKV or MP4?
It was MKV. Basically, it got the first 2 seconds and then it cut out.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So it failed immediately.
I only noticed when I went into the folder to check the file size. And
All right, back to the start. Sorry, guys. It's been good, but we're doing it again.
Wait, we are?
Yeah. Sorry, we're doing it again.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind that. This has probably been the most fun I've had in SE in a couple months. So, okay. Now for the end, we take our creations and put them on the flipper. We put them on the giant flipper. That's the end.